Did you see the cartoon the other day on the internet that said if trials and problems strengthen you, then I ought to be able to bench press an F-150 Ford pickup truck? Well, actually, there's no denying that God uses trials and temptations and tests to strengthen our faith and to create in us a nature that's more like Jesus. And we know that he works all things together for good for those that love him and are called according to his purpose. But sometimes the trials seem pretty tough, and sometimes God's timing is just absolutely outside of the margins that we think it ought to be. But I was reminded the other day when someone talked about God's timing that God didn't part the Red Sea until the Israelites were there and the Egyptian army was closing in. It was an 11th hour kind of a reprieve. So trials and temptations and testings strengthen us as Christians, strengthen our faith, cause us to rely on God and to see that God is trustworthy. And so we need to understand that as we walk our Christian life and as trials and temptations come. But listen to what 1 Corinthians 10 has to say. Now, I'm going to start at verse 12, but you need to understand that there was certainly some motions about people that grumble and complain and so on before verse 12. But let me pick up at verse 12. Therefore, let him who thinks he stands take heed that he does not fall. Now that by itself we could preach a 2-hour message on. We need to be careful that we're not trusting in ourselves and make sure that our confidence is not in our own abilities. And we need to realize that when we judge others in areas of yielding to temptation, that we better be careful if we think we stand in those areas, because we may very well fall. But here's the best part of this particular section of Scripture. It's verse 13. No temptation. It doesn't say some temptations. It says no temptation is overtaken you, but it's such as is common to man. And God is faithful beyond what you are able. But with the temptation, he will always provide a way of escape also, so that you will be able to endure it. Now that's a wonderful verse. Whether it's a trial or a temptation or a testing time, all of them are common to man. You may think you're the only one that ever experienced that. Certainly Elijah felt that way at one point in his life. But every temptation, every trial is common to man. And God is faithful, who will not allow us to be tempted beyond what we're able to stand. And with every temptation, will provide a way of escape also. So all we have to do is look around for the way of escape, the way to get through that problem, that temptation. And it says so that we will be able to endure it. Going through trials and tribulations, recognize that God is developing your character and conforming you to the image of Christ. Trials and temptations may come, but they're common to man, and God will always be faithful. And when it's a temptation, he'll always provide a way of escape. So all you got to do is look around for that way of escape. So let's not give in to temptations, and let's not grumble about trials and tribulations, because we know that God is using them to develop our character and our nature and our faith in him. And it is there to help us and develop us. And his timing is always perfect. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.